At the end of the Paradigms and Criticism video, I stated that the intro section of a scholarly publication tells us what assumptions are being criticized. You might have heard me make that claim and thought, wait, the whole idea of a paradigm is that it is a set of assumptions we don't mention. Part of the reason that I make the claim I did is that omissions are also illuminating. By not discussing a particular relevant theory, we're sort of accepting it. For instance, you might see a researcher write something like this: the granular subregions of the insular cortex play critical roles in taste aversion. That statement has a host of assumptions. That taste is fundamentally a neurochemical process. The brain is heavily involved in that process. Sensation occurs because of stimulation of sensory receptors in a sense organ. Sensation is a real thing. We are real things. We can trust our senses. We can trust that the world gives us good data. These are all embedded assumptions. They're all unmentioned assumptions. Yet they are all necessary assumptions for this claim to be accepted, indeed for this claim to be proposed. By not mentioning them, we're assuming. There are probably three types of claims in an introduction section of a paper. The unmentioned assumptions, which are either irrelevant or relevant and taken for granted, a la during the normal course of normal science. The mentioned and accepted assumptions, example, the granular subregions of the insular cortex play critical roles in taste aversion. These types of claims are almost always cited, and those citations are usually recent. Then we'll have the mentioned and challenged assumptions. Previous research has failed to recognize the important connection between low-frequency climate variability and an important debilitating disease, for example. The assumptions being made by a particular paper are in their introduction. It's a major point of the introduction. It may be beneficial to be aware of these assumptions as you're reading a particular paper to better understand exactly which assumptions they are proliferating.